Arnold was already making on-screen appearances and racking up world bodybuilding competition titles in the 70s, but it was the Terminator that made Arnold an international superstar. In fact, I was at one time mistaken for Arnold. Or maybe it was twice. I don't remember. This was a well-chosen filming location to open up this movie. Perched on Mount Hollywood, the Griffith Observatory has been offering one of the best views, if not the very best view, of Los Angeles and beyond since it opened in 1935. The point-and-shoot camera could just not do the job right. How I see it, looking down onto the city from this great distance, especially at night, really helps symbolize the technological superiority and bad intentions of the robotic Terminator from the future, while also signifying the somewhat needle-in-a-haystack hunt that is about to ensue. The building on the fire hydrant side of the alley was reconstructed years ago after the release of the movie. And here, with the arrival of Kyle Reese, the human protector, we have more of a down-to-earth introduction. Very down to earth. So Sarah Connor would have rode her scooter or moped right through here. She would have turned up into the entrance.
This was a drive-by tap dancers along with grieving family members and residents.
So while pursuing Sarah Connor, the Terminator would have pulled up right here, across from 14328 Victory Boulevard here in Van Nuys. Now, the location is used for more than one scene in this epic movie. That is the gun shop. We're gonna get shots of the inside as well, no pun intended. But yeah, here's where the fake hillbilly Jim would have got tossed off the telephone. Right there, right at the same spot. Really cool. Walked over to where the phone was. People inside this auto dealership are really cool. They allowed me inside to take pictures and everything. The obstructing vehicles were in fact affecting some of the shots, but I felt it may be reaching a bit to ask the owner to go ahead and move those after he generously allowed me to photograph his location inside and out. Yeah, I think it was a safe call not to make that request. Yeah. I think that's an early to mid-60s model Porsche Speedster. While it's not an Aston Martin, it does have a bit of a James Bond feel to it. Classic set of wheels right there in the entryway. And speaking of James Bond, you know, I once was. Never mind.
The Uzi 9mm.
You know your weapons, buddy. Any one of these is ideal for home defense.
Career character actor Dick Miller made an appearance in every Joe Dante movie ever made. But we got no Kentucky Harvesters here, pal. That marquee has to be very recognizable to any Terminator fan. Should run right through this entrance that obviously has been modified over the years. I think this place was recently renovated. The name Tech Noir was actually a subgenre coined by director James Cameron when asked by critics what category the Terminator falls under. A nightclub did not exist at this location. It was completely dressed for the movie itself, and during production they actually had to turn people away who were trying to enter, believing it was a real nightclub. Up until the Tech Noir scene, the motives of the Kyle Reese character are somewhat of a mystery. I mean, after all, he did steal the pants off a homeless man. Such a great movie. Part 2 is great in the theater on the big screen,
Right.
but I love Part 1. It's
No,
like Lethal
I
Weapon.
like the original,
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 2 is another one. It's better on the big screen, but like the story's much better in the first one.
For sure.
Really cool.
Yeah, this is the scene where the witch walks.
Arnold would have walked up those stairs right there, pursuing Sarah Connor, hot on the trail. Poor Mr. Underpants never had a chance. Here at 420 South Lafayette Park Place. Awesome. This location is now housed by the cultural institution known as Green Street, an upscale, all-in-one cannabis-related marketplace. And at the time of my visit, there was a restaurant adjacent next door to the offices, which may have been repurposed at this time, I'm really not sure. But currently, both sides are now owned and operated by Green Street. And back during the time of production, this would have just been one open space. We do have another 6 years to go until 2029, and I'm not quite sure we could go ahead and rule out the technological takeover by the machines in the future. But like it or not, it is what it is. They were actually parked on a lower level while inside the garage. And this is a restricted area, so I didn't want to venture too far in. engaging difference between the elevated support structure of what's behind Kosciusko and what's in front of it. So right there is where the wall once stood. The infamous police station scene was shot at the old Bethlehem steel plant in Vernon, California. It was set in an office building that was not used at the time and torn down shortly after production. It's the old Equestrian Trail here in Griffith Park. We could definitely rule this tunnel out as it not being the one seen in the Terminator. Okay, that's one down. Close, but I don't believe that's it. It's the old Santa Maria Valley train. Interesting. And here's now the other side of that grown over tunnel. Also, not quite right. Okay, take number 3. Actually, number 4. This looks possible. Certainly more promising. Okay, this might be the spot. Hold on. Maybe. This also looks very promising. Possibly they may have reconfigured a thing or two, because that could have ran straight off in that direction as it should. This might be it. While searching for this still yet to be confirmed location, I was able to receive an assist from the city of Los Angeles. A senior park ranger that works here at Griffith Park, along with some of his co-workers actually who have been there for about 25 years, stated that they believe it's one of these two, if not this one right here, because of one key feature in particular, the height of this tunnel. It's very low, just as seen here. Makes sense. And also when they exit, you see the wires right there, just vaguely in the distance. So that lines up as well. The tunnel seen here is the one they most believe it is, and it runs underneath Zoo Drive in between Martinez Arena and Travel Town. Now, it is still yet to be confirmed. However, maybe someone else out there could shed some light on this unsolved mystery. The back side of the now closed Panama Hotel is on Winston Street. Its main entrance was at 403 East 5th Street in downtown Los Angeles. You could see when he exits the room what's behind him. So this was at one point the Tiki Motel, but now it has become a residence. That blue building there, that's the original building seen in the movie. They obviously made renovations and modifications and updates and all that, but that blue section up there, that's the original building. Arnold would have hopped on his motorcycle, Arnold's stunt double rather, the Terminator, we'll say, hopped on his motorcycle right here and peeled out in pursuit of Sarah Connor and Reese. Yeah, again, that's about all we're going to see here. What came first, the chicken or the egg? So many movies come to mind when I think of this tunnel. From Lethal Weapon 2 to the Terminator to Independence Day, Rocky IV. Awesome. This is the 2nd Street Tunnel in downtown Los Angeles. We were on Grand Lower earlier, where another chase scene came to a halt, just below this street. Only this chase scene in particular, was not done just yet. The Terminator had picked himself up a new weapon to aid in his relentless quest to terminate one Sarah Connor. If I'm not mistaken, this looks very familiar. I think this was in a scene in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Yeah, right? That's another great flick. I really want to cover that movie for a video, but I'm not sure it's worth it. But I don't know, who knows? Might fit it in here somewhere. But yeah, right here. That is right. That is definitely right. Huh. This is the Irwin Piper Tech Center, a municipal building on Keller Street that houses city employees from several different departments, including the LAPD's Air Support Division. So the Terminator would have been pursuing Sarah Connor around the turn right there. Wow. The Terminator would have been determined to terminate Sarah Connor running along Keller Street right here. Now the building, of course, has underwent some changes since 1984. Spots them right there. Reese would have been inside the dumpster right there. Believe it or not, of all the filming locations I visited for this classic, this one right here in particular may have been the one I enjoyed the most. I guess it was because I had the place basically all to myself. I'm sure the security detail working inside the building probably got a good laugh at what I was doing just outside the facility. However, I had the place all to myself. It was great, you know, and it was such a key scene in the movie, the ending, the climax, whatever. It was just awesome. Well, that's going to do it. Hope you all enjoyed this one, because this has been another fun one for sure.